Okay, before I go into regions, actually, I'm going to make a quick pass on any enveloping that I need to alter. This is one of those areas where there's usually a few little things you might want to address, and if you remember when we saw the ear clusters in the fitting stage, they didn't have all the points grabbed, so you're going to have some issues with the ears not moving like a solid unit, and you'll probably have some extra movement on the back of the skull when you move the jaw around. So this area back here is maybe moving too much with that. So you're going to want to kind of fix some of that stuff with enveloping really fast. It's a really quick process here. So if you turn on the envelope weight paint option under the map tab, it will just toggle between hiding your deformers and unhiding them again, and it opens up the weight panel for you. So the first thing I want to do is kind of check and make sure that the jaw isn't moving too much of the back of the head. And that's the cross in the center is always a blue cross in the middle of the head is the main head null, and that's the your stable point of reference. So I'll typically just kind of go through and paint that all down, and I usually will even go ahead and grab the ears since you're going to repaint those anyway, just to make sure that you get everything. Just give it a quick adjustment there. Just don't want too much of that moving with the forehead. And then just a nice smooth brush on top of that. Okay, and that should stabilize things quite a bit. So that's much better. And then the ears, if you move one of the ear controls, you can see that this is the deformer, the pink box that's moving along with it. And so that's what you want to weight to. And if you click on this, you can find that in your list over here as well. So if we go back into weight painting mode, I want to turn off symmetry and pick that as a deformer. I always set my brush to 180 here, and it makes it a much easier job to paint around the ear folds, and just set a decent brush size and just kind of catch all that, and then just run the same brush around as a smooth. And that should give you a pretty decent ear weighting. And you can always go back in and adjust this stuff later as you start seeing the animation on it. Let's do the same for this side. Okay. And one other thing I usually have to do is if you move the nose controller, the nose tip, if you move it side to side, you might see that it's a little too rubbery above the nose bridge. So that's a really easy fix too. And if you look, when you move that, you'll see that there's a deformer right here that is actually the pivot, and that's what you want to use as the envelope object on that. So just pick that, and I usually just erase some of that influence beyond that deformer, and then just smooth it back. And that's usually all it takes to get that looking better. So I'll do that quick pass on stuff like that. That's usually about all I need to do at this point, just so you're not working on top of something that's going to change later. And then when you're happy with that, I usually start saving iterations at this point. Solve to 1.